Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live this morning. And I want you to, when you come on here, let me wait for a few folks. Make sure we got everything right. Okay, here we go. Elaine, can you give me a thumbs up? I'm traveling, so sometimes we're not always sure that people can hear us and see us. Okay, so coming through. Brahim, Sue, good morning. Sandra, good morning. Okay. Francis, how are you? Good to have you on with us this morning. Rosa and Francis Marie, Andrea from Niagara Falls. Thanks for coming on, guys. Anne and Mary and Mike from Norland. Bill, how are ya? Wendy, good morning from Markham. Kevin from Oshawa. And Pam from Sudbury, good morning. Bruno, nice to have you guys on. Nick from our staff. Yeah, I'm traveling. Nellie, so you'll see a little bit of different background from my office. Kristen, how are you? Ann, Moncton, New Brunswick. Jeanette from our staff. Fran, Orangeville, good morning. Angel, good morning. And Frida. Karen, how are you? Claudette, nice to have you on. And Catherine from Springdale, Newfoundland. And it's sunny, Anne says, in New Brunswick. Georgie, Halifax. I got my coffee too, Georgie. Jimmy, Shirley, and Hazel, Shirley, Goodness, and Mercy. Erica, how are you? Sue, good morning. Got your coffee? I got my coffee this morning, okay? And Carol, nice to have you. South Africa, wow. Margaret, Alma, Sturgeon Falls. Connie, Cookstown. Blair, how are you? And Catherine from Parksville, British Columbia. Donna, good morning. Anna. Wanda, Quebec. Sue, good morning. Faye, okay, a couple more and we'll get going here. Katharina and Gary. Hello, Gary. Ann. And she's saying hello to Rosie. Okay. Jane, Amelia, Shediac, Nouveau Brunswick. Yolande, good morning. Donna, Nova Scotia. Kay. Thanks, guys, for coming on, okay? We appreciate it so much. Chantal, right from Sudbury. Claudette, good morning. Mara and Colleen. Mary, New Brunswick. Okay, let me get going. Sandy, how are you? Washington State. Chantal, good morning. Okay, did you get our email this morning? So if you don't get our emails, make sure you sign up. I think at martinclinic.com, okay? Don't ask an old guy like me. No, sign up, guys, if you can, because we give you a lot more information in writing on those emails. So if you're not getting that, make sure you get it. We talk about this morning the 3 causes of inflammation. We sort of touched on that yesterday, but maybe I'll come around today. But I got a couple of stories that came out in the health news the last few days. One of them is, isn't it, I just love it, okay? Because it says, the higher your LDL, okay? So what is LDL, okay? Low density lipoprotein cholesterol number. That LDL, remember, LDL, HDL, okay? Low density, high density. And medicine, and I tell you this every day, just about, and I will tell you again and again and again, it's not going to change, guys, okay? It's not going to change. the cholesterol scam. I was texting yesterday with a former patient, and guys, if you want to send me your blood work, send me your blood work. I'll pontificate on it, okay? You can send me 100 pages, but I'm going to be looking at certain things. You can send me your lipid profile from here to eternity, and I'm telling you what I'm looking at. I'm going to look at your triglycerides. I'm going to look at your HDL. That ratio there is the most important thing when it comes to your cholesterol. Your ratio between your triglycerides and your HDL, okay? So, what do you want? What keeps you healthy? And remember, this stuff occurs in the liver, okay? Your triglycerides, you want them to be low. Why is that? Because they're fat balls. Triglycerides are fat balls. And they travel on the highways and byways of your blood vessels. And they're bad news. They're bad news. Not LDL cholesterol, but triglycerides are bad news. Now, triglycerides get high, or get high. Could they smoke marijuana? No. They are higher in your in your blood when you're a carboholic. You see, it's sugars that turn to fat balls in your liver. When the suitcase, when the Costco parking lot, your liver, gets full, one of the ways your body empties that fat out of your liver is to send them into the bloodstream as triglycerides. 3 triglycerides, fat balls. Those are dangerous. Those are dangerous. And your body, which is fearfully and wonderfully made, you have cholesterol. Now, cholesterol does a lot of things. You can't live without cholesterol. No one can. 85% of your cholesterol is made in your liver. It's never bad. It's never bad. Never bad. I double down on that. Because every cell in your body needs cholesterol. And cholesterol are trucks. Okay, I traveled yesterday. I have never seen so many trucks in my life. You don't realize it till you get on the 401 or the 400 or whatever. Holy moly. Thousands and thousands of trucks. And are we mad at trucks? Of course not. They're on our side. They're delivering everything. From food to lumber to whatever, right? They deliver. That, my friend, is what cholesterol does. And especially your HDL. So if you can understand that, it will change your thinking completely on cholesterol. Okay? Now, so what you want is low triglycerides and high cholesterol, especially HDL cholesterol. It's trucks on the highways. And when they find a fat ball, when they find those triglycerides, they hitch their wagon to it. And instead of letting them stay in the bloodstream, they bring them back to the liver to be metabolized. That, my friend, is so important for your heart and brain health. It's not cholesterol. I know, you go to your doctor and they look at you like you have 2 heads. Your cholesterol is high. Yeah. Doc, that's what I'm aiming for. I want more and more and more trucks on the highways and byways of my blood vessels. The more trucks there are, the less triglycerides will be dangerous. They'll get them out of the way, they'll hitch their wagon to them, and they'll bring it back to your liver to be metabolized. Isn't that what you want? That's what you want. Okay? Now, here's the story. Here's the story. I just gave you a little preamble, but I'm going to tell you the story. You know what they're discovering? New yesterday. Brand new story. Article in the Journal of American College of Cardiology. Okay? In the Journal of American College of Cardiology, here's what it says. The higher your LDL, which is supposed to be bad. Medicine has made it the bad guy since the 1970s and 80s. They made it LDL cholesterol, and every doctor that I've met focuses in on what they call bad cholesterol, LDL. And we have a medication to lower it. And it's hard to undo that in a doctor's thinking. It's hard to undo. But here's what the American College of Cardiology, brand new article, hot off the presses. The higher your LDL, low density lipoprotein, the higher that is, the less rates of cancer. Holy moly! The higher your cholesterol, the lower your rates of cancer. Well, holy moly. I don't think that's going to get a lot of ink in the mainstream media. I don't think so. I'll be surprised if it does. Guys, in the last couple of weeks, I have brought to you studies that should turn medicine upside down. Remember, we spent about a week or more on mental health. And they got it all wrong. From Alzheimer's to bipolar to depression. It's not what they thought. But if you understand, guys, the web of Big Pharma, the tentacles of Big Pharma, the number one seller of all time in terms of revenue is a statin drug called Crestor. It was based on faulty science. And I know that's hard, but the higher your cholesterol, you know, when I used to laugh, especially because there used to be a commercial that I haven't seen it in probably several years now. There was a fireman. There was a commercial for a statin drug, and the fireman would come down the pole. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. And he'd come down the pole, and I couldn't get down that pole fast enough to give high fives to the rest of the firefighters in his unit. And you know what it was all about? Because he said, I got my cholesterol down. Of course, that used to give me a splitting headache. I used to laugh at that commercial like nobody's business. I got my cholesterol down. Let's give, and all I kept thinking is, why would you want to get your cholesterol down? Who told you that? Ooh. Anyway, because every day when I read blood work, every day, I tell you, here's what you focus in on. What are your triglycerides and what is your HDL? If you get that ratio right, you want low triglycerides and high HDL. Okay? That's what you want. And what affects that the most? What affects it the most? Not your genetics, your food. Because it's all processed in the liver. The liver doesn't get a lot of ink, but it's a very important organ for processing and storing. And if people insist on being carbohydrates, if people insist on their 200 pounds of sugar a year, you're going to have high triglycerides and low HDL. It's as simple as that. There are, the exceptions are not even worth talking about. But if you focus in on the wrong things, you'll make up a medication, you'll scare the skinny out of people, and that's what's happened, really. Think about it. They've repeated that for so long, and doctors, to some extent, I don't blame them. Because if they're not reading, example, this study, and they're relying on their medical education, and the constant bombardment from the pharmaceuticals, and the pharmaceutical reps too, they're scared skinny of cholesterol. They're, cholesterol, and you can understand their mentality. They don't want you to leave the office. They think you're going to have a heart attack because your cholesterol is high, and they're scared skinny. And all I want to do is help them to understand. Remember, again, okay? Big pharma, and big food. Big food don't care about your health, and big pharma don't know nothing, and medicine don't know nothing about nutrition. They just don't, because they're not taught. And when they're taught, I was reading an article in my local paper about a nutritionist, dietitian. And, she got a big promotion to be in one of the professional hockey teams. And then I read of some of the things that I couldn't get over it. They're still here. They are today. And it's carbs, and moderation, even for these star athletes. And I'm going, my word, will you join the 21st century, please, and read the latest on nutrition? Anyways, okay, so the American College of Cardiology says the higher your cholesterol, the less cancer you're going to get. Well, holy moly. Not that it surprised me, but it surprised me that they said it and not me saying it. Friend, remember yesterday I talked to you about eating cheese? Eat cheese. Eat eggs. Eat meat. Eat steak. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Why? Well, It will elevate your cholesterol. It will lower your triglycerides. It'll lower your triglycerides. It will elevate your HDL. And I want you to exercise. That helps. It does. Okay? Don't exercise for weight loss. Exercise to lower your triglycerides and elevate your HDL. You want to show me your LDL numbers? Better not be, they better not be low. Oh, I got my LDL down. Don't do that. Okay. Now, this is another study on cancer. Okay, so one of them is, if your cholesterol is low, you're in trouble with cancer. That's the takeaway. Got it? Got the memo? Okay, 1. 2, here's another one. Body mass index. Okay? Body mass index. Fat elevates your risk of cancer. Fat. Now listen, you got to get this right, because this is really important. We're talking about visceral fat. A new study out again showing the danger of visceral fat. Okay? It elevates the risk of cancer. Visceral fat. Fat around your organs. You want fat in your head? You want fat in your eyes? You want fat in your skin? You want fat in your joints? Okay? So don't eat fat-free. Okay? Remember now. Remember, this is really important to remember this. Fat don't make you fat. Remember the liver. Okay? Remember the liver. When you eat sugar, when you have crappy carbs, they're turned to sugars rapidly. They're sent, and especially fructose, high fructose corn syrup. All the packaged goods that we talked about yesterday. That stuff is sent into your liver in nanoseconds. Never, never drink fruit. If you're going to eat fruit, good for you. I don't care. You can have some fruit. Don't live on it. They're God's candies. But don't drink fruit. Okay? Don't drink fruit. You can put a few berries in for kids in a smoothie. Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. Okay? You can do that. Fructose, high fructose corn syrup, the worst. Especially when you drink it, goes right to your liver and creates triglycerides and lowers your HDL. Plus, that is what, when your liver's full, it will make more and more and more fat. It has to. And they're showing cancer, that visceral fat, around your heart, around your liver, around your pancreas, around your kidneys, around your bowels. Guys, why do you think cancer rates are so high? Why do you think cancer rates are so high? And I'm going to tell you, my friend, we'll never, ever win the war on cancer as long as the food industry lies, liars, liars, pants on fires. They're not interested in your health. They're really not. And remember, okay, I don't have it with me today. You remember the size of that 5 pounds of fat? Remember, did I show you that? Okay, I have it in my office, back at home. Right? You remember it, you get the visual of it. It's about a foot long, a foot, 5 pounds, and 6 inches thick, a foot long and 6 inches thick. That, my friend, creates cancer like nobody's business. And that's what this article is saying. It's cancer producing. It's almost like it's an organ unto itself. Very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. It creates inflammation in the body. It's a process. A lot of free radicals, oxidation. And anyways, that's dangerous. So when you do the reset, okay? When you do the reset, listen to what I'm going to say. When you empty your liver, when you lower insulin resistance, high circulating insulin, when you do that, you have no idea how good that is for you. I know it helps. It empties the liver, your triglycerides. That's heart and brain. But it also eliminates visceral fat. You're gonna get rid of the fat around your organs. Not in your brain. You want fat. Fat head. Fatty eyes. Fatty joints. Fatty skin. It's all right to have skin. You need some fat in your skin. You do. It's not dangerous. It's the visceral fat around your organs. It's the stuff that's why skinny people, by the way, skinny people, they can be skinny as a rake and very, very unhealthy because they have no idea what's happening in their liver. They can have fatty liver and be as skinny as a rake. They can have fat around their liver and they don't even know it. You can't see it. Visceral fat. I mean, you can, you think when you see an obese person, they have a lot of visceral fat. Not always. Visceral fat is a hidden fat. It's around your organs. It can be sitting right on top of your pancreas. Why do you think we see so much pancreatic cancer today? And guys, it all comes down to food choices. Eat your cholesterol. Because cholesterol don't make you sick. As a matter of fact, it will lower your risk of cancer according to the American College of Cardiology. I've been telling you that for years. No. If you lose the fat in your liver, empty it. The reset helps you to take visceral fat away, whether you're skinny or whether you're not. It's the way your body operates. So eat eggs. How many, Doc? 100? I don't care. How many do you want to eat? 100? Eat your meat, especially bread. Eat your bacon, better than cereal. Okay? And eat your cheese for all your calcium and your vitamin K2. And it'll elevate your cholesterol. Whoopie-doopie, that's exactly what you want to do. The good guys, because it's all good. Cholesterol's all good. Never been bad, never was, and never will be. Cholesterol, my friend, is on your side. Cholesterol, my friend, is on your side. And the proof in the pudding is 85% of your cholesterol, your body makes it. You don't even eat it. 85% of your cholesterol is made in your liver. God makes it for you because He don't trust you to eat enough of it. I guess he was looking down the corridors of time and said, look at these people here. In the 20th and 21st century, my word, they've lost their marbles. So they're not making up for the 15% they're supposed to eat in their diet. Don't get me going, I get excited. Okay, guys. Did you have fun? I did. Okay. We love you guys. We mean it. And we'll talk to you soon.